Space is incredible and beautiful, but it's also full of terrifying things that can make your heart race. Imagine black holes that can swallow everything, or planets drifting in the dark with no sun. Let's dive into the 15 scariest facts about the universe that will leave you both amazed and a little bit scared. 1. The speed of light. Everybody loves to imagine themselves flying through the galaxy at the speed of light at roughly 299,792,458 meters per second. However, the reality might be less fun and a lot more fatal when coming into contact with an object moving at light speed. Hydrogen atoms transform into intensely radioactive particles that could easily wipe out the crew of a starship and destroy electronics in seconds. Just a few stray wisps of hydrogen gas floating through the cosmos could have a radioactive output equivalent to a proton beam created by the Large Hadron Collider. 2. The Moon. Every year, our moon gets about 4 centimeters farther away from the Earth, and while this might not seem like much at first, it could have devastating effects on our planet in the future. Although the Earth's gravitational field should be enough to keep the moon from spiraling into space for good, the increasing distance between it and Earth will eventually slow our planet's rotation down to the point where a single day will take longer than a month, and our ocean's tides are locked in place. 3. Black holes. Typically formed out of the death of massive stars. Black holes are super dense regions of space, with so much gravitational pull that they trap light and warp time. Just a small black hole in our solar system would throw planets out of orbit and tear our sun to pieces if that wasn't scary enough on its own. Black holes can hurtle across the galaxy at several million miles per second, leaving trails of destruction in their wake. 4. Gamma rays. The most powerful type of explosion in the universe. Gamma bursts are intense high-frequency bursts of electromagnetic radiation that carry as much energy in milliseconds as our sun will give off in its entire lifespan. If one of these rays were to hit Earth, it could strip the atmosphere of ozone in seconds, and some scientists even attribute a mass extinction 440 million years ago to gamma bursts hitting Earth. 5. Zero gravity, scientifically referred to as microgravity. This condition occurs when an object is in a state of free fall and appears weightless, although it may look like fun to float around like astronauts prolonged time. In zero-gravity conditions can have long-term mental and physical effects on humans. 6. Cold welding. Here on Earth, gases in the atmosphere react with metals to create a thin layer of oxidation. The vacuum of space, however, has no atmosphere and therefore causes no oxidation to form on metals, leading to an interesting reaction. This reaction is called cold welding, and it occurs when two metals of the same molecular makeup are pressed together and fused together permanently as if they were one piece. While this may sound neat, it caused quite a few problems on the first satellites and can make INP space repairs very tricky. 7. Alien life. The universe is massive and unbelievably old, so the chances of other planets similar to Earth evolving life is not unlikely at all. According to Fermi's paradox, the high probability of extraterrestrial life out in space is contradict to the lack of apparent evidence supporting it. At this point, we aren't sure which is scarier, the fact that we might not be alone in the universe or the possibility that we are 8. Travel times. In 1969, it took the Apollo 1 lunar module 3 days to land on our own natural satellite, the Moon. Since then, our technology has increased rapidly. We could expect to reach Mars in 7 to 9 months, and reaching Pluto would only take about 10 years. Distances outside of our solar system become even more extreme, even traveling at the speed of light. It would take us over 4 years to reach the nearest star, Alpha Centaurian, and over 100,000 years to reach the galactic center of the Milky Way. 9. Extreme temperatures. Depending on where you are in space, chances are you're going to find yourself in some pretty extreme conditions. The heat put off by a supernova can reach temperatures of 50 million degrees or more, 5 times that of a nuclear explosion on the opposite end of the spectrum. The cosmic background temperature of space measures negative 270 degrees, just slightly warmer than absolute zero. You definitely won't want to forget your jacket. 10. The darkness. The dark isn't just a silly thing that children experience. It's an evolutionary trait humans develop to protect themselves from dangers lurking in the unknown. The only reason adults nowadays don't fear what they can't see is because they have learned through experience that the likelihood of monsters hiding under the bed is very low in space. However, darkness represents a completely unexplored emptiness that continues for an infinity, so being afraid of the dangers that lurk beyond our sights is a completely understandable program. 11. Venus. Despite getting its name from the Roman goddess of love, Venus is perhaps the most hellish planet in our solar system, with surface temperatures of nearly 5,100 degrees Celsius, atmospheric pressure 90 times that of Earth, and constant sulfuric acid rain. Simply landing on Venus would kill you in moments. This definitely isn't a planet you'd want to have a picnic on. Dark energy. We know very little about our universe. In fact, we've only seen less than 5% of the stuff that it's made of. The other 95% is dark matter and dark energy. About 1/4 of the universe is made up of dark matter mass that we can't see or find in space but must be there due to its effects on the behavior of its surroundings. The rest of the universe is dark energy, the true nature of which is mostly unknown. However, we're pretty sure that it plays a crucial role in the expansion of the universe. 12. Background radiation. The Earth's atmosphere and magnetic field protects us from some really nasty stuff, namely radiation, cosmic rays, solar winds, and electromagnetic particles permeate the universe so much so that astronauts traveling between Earth and Mars would receive a full-body CT scans worth of radiation every 5 to 6 days. Any that didn't succumb to radiation sickness before reaching their target would almost certainly develop severe cancer in their lifetime. 13. The expanding sun. Our sun is constantly using nuclear fusion to combine hydrogen and helium together in order to keep itself burning. However, its hydrogen is not infinite, and as it gets used up, the sun will get hotter and hotter. Eventually, it'll get so hot that the Earth's atmosphere will be burned away and our oceans will boil and evaporate completely. Then, once all the sun's hydrogen is gone, it will expand outward into a red giant consuming the Earth once. 14. Jupiter's shield. Imagine if Earth was constantly bombarded by asteroids. We'd be in a constant state of survival. Luckily, we have Jupiter, a giant cosmic bodyguard, pulling dangerous asteroids away from us. Without it, our planet might have faced apocalyptic destruction long ago. 16. Supermassive black hole at the galactic center. At the center of our galaxy lurks a massive black hole, slowly pulling in everything around it. One day, even the Milky Way itself could be consumed. If you liked the video, make sure to subscribe for more. 17th. Planets with eternal night. Think about a planet where one side is always sunny and the other side is always dark. Some planets are stuck like this because they always face the same way to their star. The sunny side would be really hot, and the dark side would be freezing cold. Living on such a planet would be really tough because you'd either be in constant daylight or darkness. It's like living in a world where it's always day or night. 18. Pulsars are special stars that spin very fast and send out powerful beams of energy. After a giant star explodes, it becomes a pulsar. It spins so fast that it sends out bursts of radiation that can be very dangerous. If you got too close, the energy would be harmful. The Big Rip. Imagine the universe is like a giant balloon that's slowly getting bigger. Right now, the universe is expanding. But what if this expansion keeps speeding up? That's what the Big Rip theory suggests. If dark energy, the mysterious force driving this expansion, grows stronger over time, it could tear everything apart. In the Big Rip scenario, galaxies, stars, planets, and even atoms would eventually be ripped apart. First, galaxies would start to break apart, then star systems and planets. And finally, even the tiny particles that make up everything would be pulled apart.